So let's keep rolling this series. Again, this is going to be the best of 3 taken from the IEM, from the group stages. With this being game 2 of this series, between these two Polish players, we're going to have spawning here on the 7 o'clock position, this yellow Terran, going by the name of Tarson, a member of Team Millenium, and his opponent, also from Poland, this red Zerg, spawning here on this 2 o'clock position, by the name of Nerchio, and now he's not a member of AAA, Against All Authority, anymore. He's now a member of Team Acer, and from what I checked last night, he was playing on the TL Open 23. He already has an account saying Acer Nerchio, or he changed the name on this one. I'm not sure exactly what he did. What I do know is that he's having a pretty good month, I would say so. And if you guys want to see more details and more playstyle from Nerchio, I would totally recommend you guys to take a look at what went on last night on the TL Open 23, because he participated along with other big names, Idra and some Korean pros, and you might be seeing some cool matchups there. Not gonna spoil it for anyone, but I would recommend it, and I'm sure that Team Liquid will at least upload the finals and semifinals like they always do, and then they release the replays for the rest of the round. So hopefully even I'm gonna be able to cast some of the matches from the TL Open, as I already did in the past. So for now, taking a look at the players, and let's see what are they doing. On Tarson's side, well, there's the barracks, getting that refinery, not much going on. Seems like that Nerchio, yeah, he will be heading for that quick hatch once more. Makes perfect sense once more. I mean, very large map, also cross position, so very long rush distance. This is the way to go for the Zerg player, just get that solid boost on his economy early on the game, and also the increase on the production out of 2 hatcheries. While the Terran player, well, if you guys remember Tarson on game 1, he decided to go for some Reaper harass early on, and it actually paid off. He was able to get something like 5 kills on the Reaper, was pretty good in my modest opinion. Something that I'm curious about is the fact that he didn't decide to make any sort of wall off here, something that you see fairly frequently. He just gonna leave it open for now, though he's placing a supply depot, so maybe later on he might decide to just finish the wall off. And there it is, that tech lab getting attached to the rack. Seems like he's gonna do a similar build to what he did on the previous match, getting that Reaper out and maybe making a switch later on to get some Hellions with Infernal Pre-Igniter, the blue flame. This time Nerchio was able to spot everything. I'll keep in mind that on game 1 he was only able to check the barracks, but he didn't notice the tech lab until later on, when he saw the Reaper just hopping into his bases, which is always annoying, as you might imagine. And meanwhile, Nerchio just popping his hatchery and instantly sending workers here, so he's been working on his drone count, now getting the first couple of Zerglings out while we witness this SCV arriving here on the bases of Nerchio and taking a look around. I mean, just stating the obvious, the Zerg player went for that fast expo, and soon enough he's gonna have to leave this place, or those 2 Zerglings are gonna chew this SCV down so quickly. 2 more drones coming out there. Where's the 2 Zerglings? Pretty sure they're here on this area. Oh, they're actually already trying to patrol, going back and forth here, because Nerchio is expecting that Reaper, and like this, he's going to be able to intercept it, or at least remain on a position where usually is used by Reapers to just hop onto your base. There goes the SCV, and now we're going to have the Reaper climbing up. Those Zerglings were on the right position. The Queen is also waiting for the Reaper, and doesn't seem like this Reaper is going to be able to profit much, at least not as much as the one that was used on game 1, that actually gave a little bit of an edge there on the early stages of that game 1. Throwing just a couple of spoilers here for whoever haven't watched game 1. Nerchio is leading this series 1-0, and ooh, nice positioning here. He's now trying to go for the main base. No, Queen very well positioned by Nerchio once more. He has everything under control, but like I was saying, Nerchio leading to 1-0, dominating over Tarson. Tarson did try to throw all of his multitasking and harass and medivac drops and all the shenanigans he could put out on Nerchio, but actually didn't pay off. And meanwhile, oh, this is escaping once more, but seems like the Zerglings will be arriving here on the Natural Expo, with Tarson expanding as well. He's not gonna fall behind on the econ game, and already has Hellions working as well on that Infernal Pre-Igniter, so basically doing kind of a carbon copy build of what he did on game 1. As you can see, there's the switch already, working on that Infernal Pre-Igniter, getting some more Hellions out, and now going for the starport. So basically opening all of the options with this barracks factory starport, and now getting a reactor attached there. So I think you're going to have that switch and some medivacs coming out. This is going to be a quite similar unit composition to what Tarson had on game 1, and well, Nerchio was able to dominate him on a fairly long game. So I wonder if Tarson has any sort of different plan, because Nerchio might be expecting this. And well, he might be just preparing to just counter it and nuke everything that Tarson might be sending his way. For now, a small encounter here. Zerglings against Hellions. Keep in mind that these Hellions have Infernal Pre-Igniter, so if they get all of these Zerglings lined up, he's going to be able to do a massive barbecue. There you go. Nice barbecue going on there. Those Hellions just trying to thwart the aggression, and I'm pretty sure they're attempting to arrive onto that base. They want to reach those mineral lines. 3 Hellions with Infernal Pre-Igniter will be able to make big roasts, as you can see. Basically single shot any line of workers that might come up in front of him. But meanwhile, seems like that Nerchio is not very concerned with his defense and committing himself to more expansions there. There it is, the 3rd base going on, intercepting a single Hellion. Now trying to escape with these Zerglings. There's not much left of the Zergling force actually, and with these 2 Hellions just roasting the remaining forces, it's time for the Zerglings to head back home, at least the surviving ones. And we do have Tarson just taking map control with his 3 Hellions, but I'm pretty sure that what he's eager to attempt is trying to come up this ramp, come up this natural expo, or straight into the main base onto some sort of medevac drop and start rack up that kill count on the mineral line. Roach Warren already working on the Roach speed, Evo Chamber for the upgrades. He already teched up to the lair tech, so going quite quick on his tech as well, and getting an infestation pit. So we're gonna have some really fast infestors coming out, I would say so. Single Zergling showing up here, just taking some notes, trying to evaluate how far ahead is Tarson on his economy and on his expansions, while we do see a medevac loaded with Marines. He's gonna try to cancel Nerchio to grab this 3rd base, to force him to cancel, but no, Nerchio just let it finish anyway, and now he's gonna lose this hatchery unless he sends some units to defend this place. Keep in mind that meanwhile we do have this Xel'Naga Watchtower being controlled, meaning that he's gonna be able to spot the units advancing, and seems like that's gonna be the case, but he's avoiding them because it's a bunch of roaches, and well, those Hellions don't perform very well against roaches, as we all know. And there they are, finally arriving, instantly microed, grabbed by Tarson, and now heading into the natural expo. He's gonna try to land here and try to rack up some more kills, I'm assuming, but roaches and Queen waiting. So this medevac is kind of stuck at the moment, going for that main base to this south position. I guess he's gonna at least get the kill here on this Overlord before the units show up here. Oh, nice there. They're still having visibility provided by the Queens and the Overlord. And meanwhile, we can follow on the pip window those Hellions finally entering the bases and starting that massive barbecue. Meanwhile, we do see those Marines just landing here. There's not much for them to do. They're just hanging on this little corner with this medevac still having a single Marine inside of it, and I'm not sure exactly what he's planning on doing with this single Marine. What I do know is that these 3 are going to get finished off by the roaches, and the medevac apparently is going to head back home. It's quite damaged, only with the single Marine in it. I mean, there's not much for him to do anymore besides going back home, maybe repair and load up once more. Inside the bases from Nerchio, there it is, infestation pit, 1st batch of infestors coming out. 5 infestors is quite a lot, and seems like that Nerchio will be heading down south and try to put some aggression onto Tarson, not allow him to just macro all he wants. On the economy, as you can see, we do have Nerchio a little bit ahead. Well, not actually. When the mules drop down and start racking up the minerals on that mineral line, he actually loses to Tarson, though it's still quite balanced. The worker count, there's a lot more there for Nerchio, as you can see, 64 against 55, and still we do have Tarson starting to prepare his 3rd base here. He's gonna land his orbital command, just clearing the rocks, meaning that he's gonna be able to benefit from this 3 base income, and if he's just fairly close on the economy, actually falling a bit behind now, but if he was fairly close, especially when the mules are rolling, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a nice boost again and probably lead the economy once more, at least for a little while. But for how long, I'm not sure, since Nerchio apparently is going to prepare to grab his 4th. Meanwhile, on the upgrade play, as you can see, Carapace level 2, more infestors coming out. Also, we do have some static defenses getting prepared here, it seems. Let me take a look. Probably going to be established on this 3rd base, which is the most fragile one. There it is. We actually got a lot of hits there, and now trying to make dominance here, take the monopoly over the Xel'Naga Watchtowers in the middle of the map, and making a move all the way down south, probably trying to check if Tarson does have this third base, and at the same time just go there and start wreaking havoc before he stabilizes any proper forces. Spotting that medevac crossing by, and here they come, all of the roaches and zerglings entering this third base. There's not much for him to do besides trying to resist here, but finally the forces from Tarson showing up. Nice fungal growth. Look at how many bioforces lost there. So many marines getting killed, and now it's time to pull back because the siege tanks are just blasting away onto the roach force, and only a remaining infestor was the sole survivor on that situation, with 2 medevac drops apparently being prepared by Tarson. This one was denied. There's a second one here on the south side trying to reach this third base from Nerchio. Will he be? Yes, seems like he's going to stabilize there for a little while. We can see Nerchio just almost finishing his 4th base, so he's just committed to this solid, strong macro play. And now that we're entering mid-late game, I guess that Nerchio will start feeling more and more comfortable. We're going to have some sort of meetup here in the middle of the map once more. Just a small cross with all the forces passing by that marine siege tank force, and again coming here to this third base, trying to kill as many workers as possible. Look at this destruction here on the mineral line, forced to pull all the SCVs, and the forces that were heading north from Tarson just forced to come down south, try to defend against this Zergling harass. And again Nerchio heading back home, heading back north, and he's going to be able to spot all the forces moving here by that Sazanaga watchtower and just pull back the moment he decides to, without staying in range of his opponent's fire cannons and machine guns. Again, Tarson landing here, attempting once again multi-pronged assaults. I'm going to follow the bulk of the forces here in the middle of the map. I'm sorry, you guys can follow on the pip what's going on all of those drops. Nice surround there, fungal growth on top of all of those units, and the Zerglings trying to finish off this big siege tank force, backed up by roaches, and oh, such a huge clean here. No chance whatsoever. Meanwhile, the drop was ensuing, as you guys could follow on the pip here in this third base from Nerchio. Still the hatchery alive and kicking, being defended by the forces, and now we're going to have an assault on the main base with 2 spine crawlers very well positioned here, trying to thwart the aggression and deny any sort of drop harass by Tarson, while the big encounter still rages on in the middle of the map. Again, this medevac attempting to make another drop on the natural expo. Tarson just relentless on his drop assaults, with this small bulk of forces here from Tarson trying to reach this position close to the third base. Again, fungal growth on top of the bio, backed up by Zerglings and roaches, intercepting everything, and seems like Nerchio is everywhere at the same time. Look at this. He does not allow any of the forces from Tarson to actually make any proper damage. Though we have another drop in swing here, while we follow the bulk of the forces from Nerchio advancing once more to this third base. Guess I'm gonna have to use a lot of pip windows here. Again, here they come, killing so many mules, so many SCVs on this third base, and now the roaches will try to finish off this orbital command before he lifts off. Oh, that was so close. 7 HP. Oh, now getting repaired by a single SCV. Roaches trying to advance, but they're actually not doing anything, so he lost a lot of units there. But as you can see on the supply count now, very close after he lost all of those roaches, so he is leading the way on the army count. And I would like to take a look at the workers loss. Oh, it's actually a nice trade-off. They've been battling each other pretty nicely. 29 against 25. And let's take a look here on the army composition. For now, Nerchio still dominating here in the middle of the map, and as you can see, 3 infestors, 20 roaches, 61 zerglings, whoa, against 43 marines, nice count as well, 1 single marauder, 4 vikings, 7 siege tanks, and those 8 medevacs, healing up all of that bioforce. Again, Nerchio advancing here into this entrance that gives access to both the natural expo and the third base from Tarson, and seems like he's just destroying everything. The forces from Tarson again forced to come back home, try to defend, while a small skirmish occurs a bit more to the north, as you can see, with some roaches battling it up, and he's just gonna finish the works once more on this third base. My god, this third base from Tarson wasn't able to work properly anytime during this game. Those Zerglings have been racking up so many kills. Look at this, 37 versus 29 now. So basically Nerchio just paying back for all of the units that he lost, all of the workers that he lost before. And meanwhile, let's take a look inside the bases. Already on Hive Tech, there's the Greater Spire. Also, double Evo to work on the upgrades macro hatch, and seems like, look at this, Nerchio has a big red blob in the middle of the map. This is well defended with those spine crawlers. Meanwhile here also plenty of static defenses, and with Tarson attempting to grab a 4th base, making a planetary fortress, and the red blob advancing here. So here he comes, Nerchio advancing. Oh, this planetary fortress, who is gonna rack up so many kills from those Zerglings, but now with the roaches helping out, he's gonna destroy it. Boom! Pop goes the weasel there, killing the workers, the mules that were remaining there, and denying that 4th base to Tarson. This is gonna start hurting his economy quite a lot, because as you can see here, close to exhausted. This one is totally drained, just missing a little bit of crystals there, and the only healthy base that Tarson has is this 3rd one that has already been attacked so many times. And here he comes again, the red blob advancing. There's 2 medivacs loaded with units there that were spotted by the positioning on the overlords, as you can see, and seems like that Nerchio will advance towards this base once more. All of these Zerglings leading the charge, entering that natural expo once more. Oh, come on, just fungal growth on top of all of those SCVs. No! Huge fungal growth on top of the Marines. Look at that! And now the roaches grinding down the remaining forces. Nothing left. It's just chewing away through all of the forces that Tarson had on this 3rd base, cancelling his economy, as you can see, and there's not much left. All of those workers were just basically being used as cannon fodder to contain the aggression. But I mean, as you might imagine, we're gonna have Nerchio just replenishing his forces so quickly, and at the same time we do see a major drop ensuing here. They guess that this is gonna be the time for this 3rd base to finally go down. Probably is gonna focus fire on it and get it down. No, the forces from Nerchio showing up right on time and killing all of the bioforces before he loses his hatchery. So impressive. Nerchio, he has such fast reaction times, and that hatchery is still alive and kicking, while we see a big meetup here in the middle of the map. Siege tanks sieging way too late, just Zerglings chewing through all of them. The roaches are on 3-0 on the armor, as you can see on the upgrades, against the Marines. Let's take a look, 2-2. So while Nerchio has been focusing on upgrading all of the armor to all of his units, Tarson has been working on his aggression, on his assault as well, on his attack power, with the Vikings intercepting some of the overlords in the middle of the map. And we're gonna have hot pursuit towards his base, towards Tarson base, again with all of these Zerglings advancing, chewing down on that small cloud of Marines. And now heading back into that 3rd base once more. God, this 3rd base has been so battered. And again, here they go to that mineral line. Gonna eat some more SCVs, chew down some more Marines. Nice fungal on top of all of those Vikings. Look at that. Brilliant play right there, and intercepting even some more Marines and the remaining Vikings, killing so much of that big squadron, big fleet that Tarson has been establishing. And now he's going to enter this natural expo, pushing with so many infestors. Look at this. 13 infestors just heading here, 23 roaches and 13 Zerglings. They're just destroying everything on this choke point here between the expo and the 3rd base from Tarson. And Tarson forced to GG once more. Whoa, massive aggression by Nerchio. Tremendous play, so impressive. Whoa, just no chance for Tarson. Nerchio, the moment he was able to get his economy rolling, he had such massive army. It was really impressive. And look at this, he did have a Ghost Academy here, but we didn't saw much of Ghost play.